Hello, beautiful light beams. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy to be here per usual. So today we're gonna do things a little bit differently because Happy New Year 2021. We're gonna just go with the flow. Naturally, I'm gonna do a little tarot reading. We're gonna call this an infinity update. Okay, so we're gonna talk about a bunch of different things inspired probably by the tarot cards. So we're gonna start there, okay? We're just gonna do some collective energy reading just to get a sense of the things we need to pay attention to in 2021, because we don't want to do over in 2020. So let's get into it. All right, let's see. Let us see what the universe wants us to know about 2021. Apparently a lot. So first out is the Ace of Swords. Ideas, brilliant ideas. We need to be taking action on our ideas this year, okay? Not just talking about what we're gonna do when we're ready, because let me tell you, you're never gonna be ready until you start. So with that said, it's really gonna be important for you guys to pay attention to the inspiration that you get and how you can act on it, how it can add value and benefit you in a very deep way, okay? Because I feel like 2020 was very introspective. We had to look deep inside ourselves and figure out what was going on, how we played a role in what was going on, and what we could do to fix it. So, with that being said, 2021 is about applying action to our ideas. Look, the Chariot. I mean, apparently I don't even need the cards, but apparently the Chariot is going to express how important it is to move forward. All right, to balance your ideas and your action, to balance your intuition and your heart. Like, all of these things need to be harmonious. In 2020, we learned that started with us. In 2021, now we've got to do something about it. Okay, so I'm really feeling like this infinite update is about taking productive action, whether it be shadow work, whether it be actually putting things together in your reality, or whatever the case. You know what productive action looks like to you. Let's get one more. Good semblance. So this reminds me of how protected and guided we are. A lot of times we often don't give ourselves credit. We think that we're all alone. We think that we've got to do it all by ourselves. Let me tell you, it's a major lesson for me too. But nevertheless, Temperance is letting us know that with patience, compassion, and grace, we're going to get everything that we desire, everything that we've been working so hard for. I mean, a lot of you, I feel like, are going to have ideas come up from your childhood. Things that have inspired you forever that you haven't been able to give attention to due to your conditioning. Whew, that was a message. That was definitely a message. So let's get the overall energy. Like I said, I do feel like the overall energy is action. Taking productive action. We got 30. All right, I'm gonna take one, which happens to be the World card, but we also got the Five of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So together, I'm gonna explain what this means together. Together, I feel like we've got to surrender to the unknown. You've got to surrender to the unknown because you can't control that. You have absolutely no control over it. All you can do is control your present, what you are constantly doing right now, what you are continuously giving your time, energy, and attention to, because that is going to be a pivotal point in how you transform. So it's take your time, slow down, and pay attention. Being present will give you a lot more clues than you realize, because the universe is always talking, whether you're paying attention or not. All right, let's get some clarifiers. Not that we really need them, but for fun and giggles. The Star. Like I said, these ideas will be very prosperous. This is clarifying the Ace of Swords. So this means that it's important for you to have hope. Okay, Age of Aquarius. The Star is an Aquarius card. So you've got to find a way to get excited, be optimistic, be inclusive as well. Rely on your community for the aspects that you need it. You aren't meant to do these things alone. You're going to need the collective, because objectively what you're doing is to fuel the collective anyway. So find a way to balance your independence as well as your community, because they both need you. The Chariot just really wants to make itself known. Okay, so looking at just the depiction of this card, you see the yin and yang, the shadow and the light. So balancing that, good and bad is perception. All right, and that will help change your reality. Paying attention to what's going in your life completely unbiased will be very beneficial. All right, this is this is transformative, okay? And I feel like a lot of you are on guard. The PTSD of 2020 is what I like to call it. You're on guard because of the things that have happened and you don't want to repeat those cycles. You're not who you were when you were going through those things. Those things were teaching you what you needed to know to be here today. Okay, so do not emotionally attach to things that no longer serve you. And I don't know how many times I've said that, but regardless, it serves you no purpose. It really serves you absolutely no purpose. And in order to get the results that you desire, you've got to put those emotions to the side and move. You have to find a way to move. And it doesn't have to be physical movement, but it does need to be something productive. The 9 of Pentacles. I know we're all trying to get a bag. I've never met a person that wasn't trying to get money, who doesn't want to be rich. I've just never met one. So the 9 of Pentacles wants you to bring yourself to your present, as I said, and focus on how important it is for you to be grateful for the abundance that you already have. You attract a lot more simply being grateful for what you already have. So focusing on the negatives is not going to help you this year. You're going to have to find a way to be hopeful. Be realistic, obviously. I'm not telling you to go off on the deep end. But you still have to recognize how abundant you already are. You are living a life that you've manifested. Whether you consciously know that or not, the product of your reality today is something that you've been co-creating. So how do you want to change it? What do you want to do differently? Because the universe is only responding to you, right? Whew, you got all 3. So, clarifying the Chariot. A lot of you are focused on outward perception as opposed to inward perception, and that's going to soon come to an end. This Ace of Cups influences that statement for me, because the King of Cups is a charming person. He's also very thoughtful and charismatic. The King of Cups is air of water, so he's logical. He is very logical. However, sometimes his emotions can get the best of him, whether it's a temper, whether it's depression, whatever it may be, it can still get the best of him. So this 10 of Swords is letting you know that has to come to some kind of constructive end. All right, you've got to find a way to nurture yourself in ways that you can have a better delivery in your communication. Swords are about communication, cups are about emotion. So with that said, you have to find a way to be able to communicate what it is that you're feeling so that you don't confuse yourself and others. Because a lot of times we just lash out. It's easy to do that because that's what we've been taught to do, just respond. No, calm yourself, center yourself, and then find what this is trying to teach you, especially if it's a test. Things are ending, cycles are ending, especially. That's what this 10 is all about. This card often scares people, but it's not. It's really close to the death card for me, simply because of the transformation that it offers. So pay attention to that, okay? All right, let's get into the Temperance. Because I like the Temperance. I just like the energy that comes with Temperance. It's very angelic. I often like to see myself having wings. I don't know, it's just a little fantasy I play in my head. And the Temperance always reminds me of that. Just because you can't see your wings, just because you cannot see your wings doesn't mean that you're not capable of flying. I think I'm gonna put that on a shirt. Okay, so we've got this 6 of Pentacles out. This is back to that collective value that I was mentioning before. So I'm feeling like a lot of you are going to be celebrating sooner than you think. You guys are going to be tackling these accomplishments in ways that you are going to make yourself proud. And I'm seeing that I'm also sensing job promotions for some of you. So if you're looking for one, congratulations, my love. Definitely in 2021, you'll be getting promoted. So the 6 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the 4 of Wands. This is magical coming out under the Temperance, because all of your blessings are being ushered in by the divine. This is not an accident, nor is it a coincidence. This is happening on purpose. All the work that you've been putting in is coming in full circle. So balance, like I said, we're back to balance with this. This 6 of Pentacles makes sure that it's emphasizing to make sure that the give and take of your nature is balanced, okay? Because you can't give more than you receive, and you can't receive more than you give. They go hand in hand. So make sure you're mindful of the harmony that comes in that. 2021 needs to be a harmonious year. That way we can identify with ourselves. We're not identifying outside of ourselves. That's where that shadow work comes from. You know what I'm saying? Just to take a step back and really dig into shadow work. It's so important that you are responsible and accountable. And sometimes it is so hard. It really is to be accountable for your own emotions, for your own actions, for your own mistakes. It is hard. I really did this to myself. However, taking that power back gives you so much more power, because now you can transmute that into something productive to help you. You know where you're growing. You know where you've been. you know where you want to go. So what can you do in the middle? That shadow work, that accountability is going to give you access to that. So don't shy away from it. It's not as scary as people make it seem. Okay? Oh, whew, that felt good. I really like that. Oh, I'm making a mess. I also wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about crystals, okay? And new things that I've been trying, like the whole eggshell thing. I've had quite a few people ask me where the idea came from, where the inspiration came from, or whatever. But the eggshell thing, we got the other ones. They started out like this, just regular eggshells. And at first I was putting them in my plants. And then as a spiritual being, naturally, I'm curious. I'm really curious as to how they can help. So I've been putting them in little baggies around the house for protection. Or what I'll do is I'll put it in, I'll mix it in my rituals. And I will ask for protection, I'll ask for healing, I'll ask for harmony. And since I've been using these eggshells, it really has changed the energy. Like, even if just for myself, because it offers this sense of rebirth. Like, and it's funny because Cam, it's an eggshell, I know. But if you think about it big picture and what it can do for you, this eggshell protects a chick. LOL. It protects a chick. It protects a baby. Ultimately, it protects a baby. So imagine what it could also do for you. Just putting the logics together. Eggshells have so many uses. I mean, you can even use them in your skincare regimen. They're so rich in vitamins. However, spiritually, I like to use them for protection. I like to use them to reinforce what I'm already trying to do for myself. They've been a major tool in how I've been getting things moving and protecting myself along the way, because the more you elevate, the more leeches come around. You know what I'm saying? You become this light beacon. It's like moths to a flame. And this has offered me alleviation in that, because for so long I struggled with it. And my mortar and pestle definitely adds a different element to it. But grinding it up in this little fine powder, like, it's so fine. Like, I can literally just rub it right off my fingers. That has been soothing for my anxiety alone. However, it has inflicted certain thoughts that make me wonder, okay, what else can I get out of these eggs? How else can I use them? So I also use them in my plants. And I put them in the top as well as the bottom. So I put them in the top for vitamins. Vitamins was the word I was looking for. Because this protection it's been nurturing a baby for months. You know what I'm saying? So when you put it in your soil and you're watering it as often as you're supposed to water it, it's constantly soaking up this nutrients, like constantly. And over time, the egg will just kind of dissipate. But regardless, it really is beneficial for your plant. It's like plant food, and your plants are super happy. And if you eat eggs, you've got plethora of them anyway. However, I also use them at the bottom to keep the water from just sitting there and root rotting my plants, because my plants are a major part of my spiritual journey. I don't talk about my plants enough, but wow, that's why you see new plants or different plants all the time, because they are so important to me and they help me realize that I have to have patience with my growth. All right, look, every plant isn't gonna be successful. I've definitely kept more plants than I've killed, but naturally some plants just don't like the environment. And finding different ways to support plants and allow them to adapt, nurturing them energetically, as well as with things and resources that I have, has offered me a lot of benefit. They felt better, so the vibration has been higher, and it's making me feel better. So, I mean, it seems like a win-win for me, especially because I already got eggs in the house. So, with that being said, you just really have to find, I love recycling things, so you have to find a way to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And that offers you a lot spiritually as well, because then you're using your resources to the deepest extent of their capability, and when I offer eggshells, when I sell eggshells, I sell them intentionally, okay? I sell them with specific intentions already in them, as well as you got ritual notes. So now you know how to use them, how to apply them. I like to deliver them in little baggies so people can put them around their houses for protection, because it is so important to me that my house is protected. But nevertheless, could just be me, another video. But nevertheless, I've been using it that way, as well as, like I said, writing down little rituals to share with the collective and the intentions that you're supposed to set when using them. I mean, even cracking an eggshell is super significant and energetic if you're present enough to pay attention. Who knew so much about an eggshell? Anyway, moving on, eggshells. I will talk about this beautiful amethyst. I know you guys that follow me, who have come from different social media platforms, have seen this amethyst 1,000,001 times. And this amethyst calms me in ways that I can't even express to you. I feel like amethysts are multi-purpose. Like, yeah, they have, they're intuitive, they help you sleep, they help you dream, all of that. But amethyst has been one of the biggest resources for my anxiety. Not resources that in aiding my anxiety is a better way to put it, because it reminds me to be present. And I love this one because it looks like a little heart. But these amethyst geodes radiate so much energy, it's almost overwhelming. And if you're paying close attention to your crystals, they actually respond. Like if you look at this one, it's kind of like growing new ones. Like it used to look just like a little heart, like the organ, but now it's actually looking like it's growing different parts of, like it's alive, and that also makes me really conscious. Like it's like, yo, wait a second. Like they've always said that crystals were living organisms, but wait a minute, how alive are they? And just to pay attention to the information and knowledge that they have to offer when you're meditating with them. My amethyst geodes, I always cleanse. As soon as I get a shipment in, it is cleansed thoroughly, because I like to put my own intentions into the products that I'm giving out, because quality over quantity every time. So with that said, I've been receiving those intentions again. Like I so thoughtlessly, okay, I'm intentional today, and then okay, it's already done. So coming back to it and feeling those intentions back at myself is even more powerful, which is why I also feel like it does help soothe my anxiety. But amethyst reminds me of the herb lavender, and I feel like if it had a smell, it would smell so sweet. It would smell so good. But like I said, amethyst has helped me since the beginning of crystals for me. Honestly, it was my very first crystal, and I've been so attached to it, and it's the crystal I recommend for everybody because it is a jack of all trades. It's so easy to put in different places, and I'm speaking from experience, not research. I've done my research, but I'm also speaking from experience and the transformation that amethyst has aided in. I have amethyst all over my house, and it puts people at ease. Like it really does. It kind of starts to make your worries go away. And when people see crystals in my home, they're like, okay, I could talk to her about some really weird, outlandish things, because I'm a very open-minded person. But the crystal itself also influences the energy that everybody else is feeling, which I'm completely grateful for. Obviously, I have more than amethyst around my house, but amethyst has been such a focal point, and these are actually my biggest crystals to date, just for now. But nevertheless, I can go on and on about amethyst. However, I think that it's really important to understand who you get your crystals from and the intention that they have set. If their intention was just to make money, first of all, the crystal might not even be real. Second of all, it may not be beneficial to you either. The intention. And most people advise you to cleanse your crystals, and I definitely advise you to do that. Cleanse your crystals as soon as you get them, always. So important to be mindful of whose energy you're mingling in and whose energy you're allowing mingle in yours. Okay, because crystals are very powerful, extremely powerful, and if you are not careful, they're not gonna hurt you. However, they can make you feel things that you're not familiar with. They can confuse you because it's like, well, where is this energy coming from? This crystal is alive. It's alive enough to offer you aid. It's alive enough to emit a frequency of healing. You know what I'm saying? And if it comes in contact with those, it's gonna absorb energy. Crystals absorb energy naturally. They just do. There are some that repel energy, but ultimately, in order to repel it, they have to absorb it and transmute it. So with that said, crystals absorb energy. So be mindful of the energy that your crystal is absorbing. That's the bottom line. Okay? So that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. And I hope that gave you some insight, because it felt better to do something like that as opposed to my traditional readings, because I wanted to switch it up. I really did. I felt like it was super important, and I was overthinking this, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to talk about. Listen, we're here, 2021, we're being authentic, we're being raw, so what you get is what you get, okay? But like I said, I really do hope that added some value to you guys, because I definitely enjoyed doing it. But until next time, bye.